I always consider myself kind of like a meat and potatoes actor, you know? I mean, I'm just kind of like a guy who, I love to act, but I hate to be pampered, and that's pretty much why I do all my own stunts.
Imagine a star who burned brighter than Johnny Depp, only to vanish into the shadows of Hollywood's unforgiving maze. Richard Grieco was the rebel heartthrob who ruled the 80s, his name splashed across billboards, his face etched in millions of dreams. Then poof, he was gone. Was he crushed by the industry's cruel machine, or did he choose to walk away from it all? What shocking truth lies behind his mysterious fall from grace? From million-dollar mansions to a quiet artist's studio, Grieco's journey hides secrets that will leave you stunned. Buckle up for a tale of fame, fortune, and a twist no one saw coming, because the real story of Richard Grieco is wilder than any script Hollywood could dream up. Don't blink, or you'll miss the revelation that changes everything. Picture this: a young Richard John Grieco Jr., born March 23, 1965, in Watertown, New York, growing up in the sleepy town of Dexter. With Italian and Irish roots, he shared a modest home with sisters Elizabeth and Laura, brother David, and parents Richard Sr. and Carolyn, who preached hard work and grit. Even then, Grieco had that spark, charisma that turned heads. At General Brown High School, he owned the football field as a fierce center and cornerback, his leadership earning nods from coaches and classmates alike. But he wasn't just muscle. Hours spent painting revealed a soul stirred by emotion, hinting at the depth he'd later bring to the screen. How does a kid from nowhere become a Hollywood legend? For Grieco, it started with a twist of fate. Football was his ticket out, and at Central Connecticut State University, he chased pro dreams, until a brutal injury slammed the door shut. Lost and searching, Grieco's life pivoted during a New York trip when a talent scout from Elite Model Management spotted him. His chiseled looks and raw energy landed him gigs with Armani, Calvin Klein, and Chanel, plastering his face across billboards. Modeling paid the bills, but acting called his soul. Night classes and auditions led to 1985, when he snagged Rick Gardner on One Life to Live. Fans couldn't look away, and what began as a cameo stretched into 2 years. Ditching modeling, Grieco bet on himself and won big, rising as an 80s heartthrob. Then came 1988, and 21 Jump Street lit his star ablaze. Joining in Season 3, Grieco played Detective Dennis Booker, a rule-breaking cop with swagger to spare. Johnny Depp was the show's golden boy, but Grieco stole scenes, his defiance clashing with Depp's cool restraint. Off-screen, their rivalry simmered. Depp chafed at fame while Grieco soaked it in, adding real heat to their chemistry. Fans picked sides, Team Depp versus Team Grieco, and Fox saw gold. They spun Booker into his own show, Booker, in 1989, a gritty noir about a private eye bucking the system. It was a hit until a Fox producer feud over rights tanked it after one season. Grieco was left reeling, a pawn in a corporate chess game. The big screen beckoned next. In 1991's If Looks Could Kill, Grieco played a teen spy in a Bond-esque romp. Fun, but no blockbuster. Critics shrugged, and fans still saw him as Booker. Months later, mobsters offered a meteor shot. Bugsy Siegel, the charming yet ruthless gangster. Alongside Christian Slater and Patrick Dempsey, Grieco flexed new depth, but the film couldn't match mafia giants like The Godfather. His star dimmed. Smaller roles followed. Whispers of a wild lifestyle grew louder, and by the late 90s, Grieco was a ghost in Tinseltown. What happened to the man who had it all? The answer might lie in the fortune he built and burned. Grieco's peak was lavish. He rolled in a Ferrari and Lamborghini, flaunting a Rolex and Patek Philippe collection that screamed status. Real estate? A Beverly Hills mansion and Malibu retreat. A private jet whisked him coast to coast. Business-wise, he poured cash into a restaurant chain and clothing line. Ventures that fizzled from inexperience and bad timing. Endorsements faded as his fame did. Insurance buffered him. Health plans, property coverage, even career policies. But it wasn't enough. Millions slipped through his fingers, spent on excess rather than strategy. leaving him scrambling as roles dried up. His story screams lessons. So, where's Richard Grieco now? Some say he's plotting a comeback. Others whisper he's broke and forgotten. His journey from gridiron to glamour, riches to ruin, hooks us still. What do you think became of this fallen star? Drop your take below and subscribe for more Hollywood mysteries that hit hard and linger long. The saga of Richard Grieco doesn't end with his Hollywood fade. It evolves into a story of reinvention that'll leave you questioning what success really means. Once the rebel who rivaled Johnny Depp, Grieco's journey from heartthrob to painter is a masterclass in resilience. What drove him to trade fame for a canvas? Let's dive into the final chapter of this enigma, where financial savvy, luxury, and raw emotion paint a picture as vivid as his art. After mobsters failed to cement his film stardom, Grieco didn't sulk. He pivoted. In 1994, he formed the Dunmire Band, signing with a German label to chase a music dream. Fans of his 21 Jump Street days were stunned. Could Dennis Booker really sing? The 1995 album, Waiting for the Sky to Fall, had heart, but it flopped commercially. Undeterred, he tried again with Wasteland Park in 2004, only to face the same silence. Music wasn't his stage, but Grieco's courage to risk failure screams the truth. Reinvention takes guts. How many stars dare to start over? His pivot to music, though, was just a prelude to his true calling: painting. Grieco's art, born in 1987 at his acting peak, became his sanctuary. By 2009, Hollywood legend Dennis Hopper saw his work and urged him to share it. Why did a star hide such talent? In 2013, Grieco debuted at Gallery Sparta, his abstract emotionalism style, raw, textured, and open to interpretation, captivating viewers. Pieces sold for thousands, one fetching $10,900. His shows supported causes like Wolf Connection and Fueled by the Fallen, proving his heart matched his hustle. Johnny Mathis, a friend, was floored. I knew him on the golf course, not as this emotional artist. Grieco's art isn't for profit. It's his soul on canvas, a three-dimensional escape from Hollywood's glare. His financial arc is just as gripping. At his 80s peak, Grieco's net worth hit $10 million, fueled by 21 Jump Street, Booker, and modeling for Armani and Chanel. By 2000, reckless spending, think Ferrari Testarossas, a Gulfstream jet, and a $5 million Bel Air estate, slashed it to $2 million. Today, at $4 million, he's rebuilt through art sales, residuals, and indie film projects. Future projections? If his paintings keep selling, he could hit $6 million by 2030. His luxury life persists. A Mercedes-Benz G-Wagon, a Cartier tank watch, and a Malibu condo replace earlier extravagance. Business ventures like a failed restaurant chain taught him to bet smarter while endorsements waned. Insurance, health, property, and career policies shielded him from total ruin, a lesson in foresight. Grieco's love life, a whirlwind of passion, mirrors his career. His 1988 romance with Christina Applegate fizzled by 1989. Kimber Sissons, his longest partner, spanned a decade of breakups and reunions, yielding son Dylan in 1999. Financial disputes followed. Kimber nearly foreclosed on his home, but Grieco settled up. Brief flings with Katie Wagner, Adeline Blondiot, Terry Farrell, and Yasmin Bleeth were intense but fleeting, with a toxic engagement to Bleeth collapsing in 2000. A stable stretch with Stephanie Nisnik ended quietly in 2007. Never married, Grieco's heart chased freedom over commitment. Is that a flaw or a choice? What's the financial takeaway? Grieco's story yells diversify or crash. His art saved him when acting and music didn't. Budgeting beats splurging, his early millions vanished without discipline. Insurance is non-negotiable. It kept him afloat. And adaptability, it's everything. Painting became his lifeline. Now in Los Angeles, Grieco paints, directs indie films, and charms fans at Comic-Con. His Instagram pulses with art and updates, his brooding charm intact. What's next for this rebel-turned-artist? Comment your thoughts, follow his Instagram, and subscribe for more Hollywood tales that spark the soul.